Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture on tuples in Python. A tuple is a sequence of elements and tuples are very similar to lists. The only difference is we create tuples by enclosing elements in this parenthesis. So in the previous lecture we saw that we create lists by including elements in this rectangular brackets, whereas tuples are created by including the elements in parentheses. So this is an example of a tuple. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a tuple containing the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we can save this tuple in a variable. Let's say tuple xx, and if we call our tuple xx object, we get a tuple containing the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And similar to lists, tuples can contain integers, floating numbers, strings, characters, different data types. So those are supported in tuples also. For instance, we can create a tuple containing characters A and B and C. That's valid. We can create another tuple containing the elements 1, 2, 3, and then let's say A, B, and C. That's also valid. We can also create a tuple containing integers and floating numbers. Let's say 1.2, 3.4, 3.4, 5.08, time, item, or even a list containing the elements, let's say 2, 3, 4, or even another tuple containing, let's say, the elements 1, 2, and 3. So all those data types are supported while creating tuples. So that's the same as lists. They support various data types. And to find out the length of our tuple object, we simply use the length function and then pass our tuple object. For instance, if we want to find out the length of this tuple xx, we simply say length and then pass xx. We'll get 3. Similarly, if we want to find out the length of this tuple yy, that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is one element, this is one element. As you see here, we create tuples by separating each element by a comma. So length of yy, we get 9. And similar to lists, we can also index our tuple objects. For instance, if we want to find out what element exists at index 5, we can simply say our tuple at index 5. We get a list containing the elements 2, 3, 4. What if we say yy at index -1? That should give us the last element, which is B, negative indexing. Whereas if we do yy at index 9, we get an error similar to lists, tuple index out of range. Unlike tuples, unlike lists, tuples are immutable. Remember the property immutability? Once we create a tuple, we cannot change or alter the contents of our tuple. So last time we have seen that, let's say we have a list 2 containing the elements 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I want to change this element 5 to some other element, we can do that in lists. All we have to do is index that element. In this case, 5 is at index 3, and set it to be equal to some other element. Now if we call our list to object, we see that we have our new element, but this is not supported in tuples. Tuples are immutable. So if I have a tuple object, let's say tuple 1 is equal to 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I try to do the same thing, I will get an error. That's because tuples are immutable. So if I want to change this element 5, which is at index 3, to some other element, let's say 22, I'll get an error. So tuple does not support item assignment. Okay, so tuples are immutable. That's very important to remember.